Good morning, Leo. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, ready to do your weekly reading. This reading will cover the period for the next week between the 20th and 26th of August. If you should want to know anything about me or want a private reading or personal reading, please see the box below. I understand that not everything will resonate for everybody, so make sure you look for the next reader. There's some fabulous readers on YouTube. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, you can move on to another sign, star sign, so your moon, rising or ascendant, your Venus, whatever resonates with you. The cards I'm using today are the Ciro Marchetti deck, which I particularly like. So let's have a look what's cracking for Leo. What's going on, Leo? Okay, so first off, we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I bet you got up this morning to want to go to work, did you, Leo? Okay, so this to me sort of feels like you don't want to put the work in on something anymore. It's possible that you've put a lot of work into something. You become very disinterested, very dissatisfied, unsure of where you want to take things, and I feel like you've sort of given up a little bit. It could be relationship, it could be work, whatever it is, it's like you've done what you needed to do, and now you don't want to put any more work in. The card after that is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, we might be talking career here, being there's quite a lot of pentacles around. The Eight of Pentacles talks about putting the work in. It talks about doing the hard work, and you're ready to do that, but for some unknown reason, you just don't want to do it at the moment. It's like you've perhaps invested a little bit, but then you've decided that you don't want to put anything more in, or maybe there's a component of this you don't want to put any more into. So it may be at work you've been working extremely hard and nobody's appreciating you, or it could be in a relationship where you've put in a little bit of work and you're unable to move to the next level because you're not really sure about what it is the other person wants. But it certainly feels like there's a very sort of mixed energy at the moment where you're sort of thinking, how much do I need to put in here? Do I need to go and put a lot of work in, or do I just sit back on what I've done already? And it reminds me of that whole thing of people saying, I feel like I've put in that much work and now I'm going to hold back. I'm going to hold back and do a bit of the waiting for the other person to put in some work and effort, or waiting for your job to recognise the value you have here. Whatever it is, you're in this energy at the moment of sitting back and waiting for your return. Okay, and then we have the Magician. So the Magician says, and it looks like to me here, that it's like you're going, okay, what is it now that I need to do to bring this around? I think you want whatever this is. It's like even though you've put in a little bit of effort and you haven't had the return you wanted, you're thinking, what else can I do here? I really want this. What else can I do to bring it to fruition? And let me tell you, the universe has equipped you with everything you need. If it's not working, then it's just not the right time, because you actually have everything you need at the moment. So don't give up on it, because I think whatever it is, it's really important that you move on it properly, even though at the moment you're feeling a little disheartened. So wait for it to come around, because it is on its way. Okay, now this could be, it's sort of looking a bit like a relationship reading, but it could still be work related. It could be about an earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, and it could mean that you've had perhaps a bit of a lapse in the relationship because they're not returning what you're giving. And this has nothing to do with you. This is very clear in this reading. Whatever you're doing here, you're doing enough. This is not about you. This is about this person. Now, this person could be male or female. They are an earth sign. If they're not an earth sign, they would have earth sign qualities. So they'd be someone you see as being very grounded, very, very much sensible, and definitely a person who loves nature. And I feel like you want something more with this person, whether it would be a work creation or whether it is love. But you're unable to move forward at this time, even though you've invested this energy. Now, you've done what you can do. That's it. You've done everything you can do. You now have to wait for this to be either manifested by that person, but it's definitely got this feel of it just sitting in limbo at the moment. But you are definitely waiting on this person, whether it's work or relationship. And here we go. So the Hermit comes up next, the Death card, and the Page of Swords. Okay, couple of messages here. First message is, you can't push this. Whatever it is, you cannot push this. And being a Leo, I know that you'd want to. And Leos are very, very forthright. They know what they want. They're fiery. They're passionate. You can't be, because you're dealing with someone who doesn't have those qualities. You will frighten them. This is time to step back and give them the space they need. Not in a way that you just completely cut them off, but in a way that you give them time to process what's happened so far. There's a transformation happening in this relationship, whether it would be at work, in your career, or in a personal relationship, or even in a relationship you're heading towards. There is a transformation because this person here has to understand what it is they need from you. And they're not quite in that space yet. I don't feel it's that they don't trust you. I don't feel that it's a problem here. I think they recognize your value, but they're either coming from something that's really been quite demanding for them, or they're coming from a position of not trusting based in their previous experiences. This is why I tell you it's got nothing to do with you. If this is a work relationship, then I would say to you, you need to step back for a little while, because something is changing here. Something is changing, and it's got to do with this Page of Swords. So I feel like it's something about something that somebody needs to say to bring this to the right place. If it's at work, it could be that people aren't appreciating you because you're not speaking up for yourself, but now is not the time. You need to wait a little while and let your workplace sit on this for a little while. You've done all you could. If this is a love relationship, sit back. You need to wait for this person to come forward and say their piece and speak up. It'll only be a little bit of a chat. It's a page. It would mean that the person may come back and give you a little bit, but they're not going to come in, all horns blazing, talking about their undying love for you. So don't be expecting that. This is about them coming back and saying, okay, I'm ready to move forward. I'm happy to go out on a date with you. That would be what you're looking at. But you need to wait for this relationship to go through this process where this person thinks about that. Okay. Now, it's possible here with this Ten of Swords turning up in the back that you're taking this very personally at the moment. Please, Leo, do not take this personally. This is about the other person. If it's work, it's about the workplace. You need to just understand that you need to take a deep breath, step back, and let it take care of itself. It's going to, without any doubt, because I can see by this card here that somebody will come forward and say something. And if it's work, it's possible that this person will come forward and say, we do recognise what you're doing. You've been putting in the hard yards and we want to say thank you. So please keep that in mind. Sometimes the swords can talk about apologies too. So it could be that you've done this, you've got a little pissed off about the way you've been treated, and someone's going to come and say sorry. The thing is, the Ten of Swords comes up here, and the first thing I get from this, the energy is, I'm not happy about this and I'm just really angry, and I feel like you have to understand this isn't your place to be angry about. This person, or whoever they are, it's their energy, so you need to wait for them to come to you. You can't be upset with yourself because you haven't made inroads here. And then the King of Wands comes in reverse, and that sort of concerns me a little bit, because it feels to me like you're going straight onto the defensive here. Don't go defensive. This isn't about you, it's about the other side. You need to be patient and wait for them to come to you. So regardless of where this is, do not take this personally. And there we are. So here's a nice little offer at the end. Beautiful. So it's coming in reverse at the moment. I worry about the King of Wands because it's your card, Leo. It's a King of Fire. He's the Leo, Sagittarius, Aries card, and he's in reverse, which sometimes can make you be a bit spiteful and a bit manipulative or malicious back. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just the place you go to if you feel rejected, and that's okay. I want you to be aware of that because the offer is coming back to you, whether it's the offer of an apology, the offer of a relationship, it will be returned to you. You just have to wait for it. If you go in now all horns blazing, like I said, you're going to balls it up completely, and you don't want to be doing that. So you need to wait for it to return to you. The Knight of Cups is in reverse, and I think it's because it's in the waiting room. But this is an offer. It's a definite offer. It's a solid offer, but you have to be patient. For you, Leo, I know that's hard, but you have to in this regard. If you're not patient, I think you will push this person or this opportunity away. So please just be a little bit more considerate that the other person needs to process these. They're not a Leo. They possibly are an earth sign. They're plodders. It will take them a little more time. So be gentle, be generous, and give them space. Thanks, Leo.